See you back on the screen. All right. Hello, everybody. Good to meet y'all, or good to hopefully at some point be able to meet anybody who's watching this video. As many of you don't know yet, my name is Wilson Akanonu, engineer by trade, started in the financial industry 2019. And what I do is I teach people, educate people how they can use life insurance to either get some sort of tax-free income during retirement, and as well have the benefit of enjoying income for life. And when I primarily talk about income for life, I refer to annuities. So during this presentation, I will talk to you guys about different ways you can use an annuity to have the possibility of having income for life. So without further ado, I will share my screen. There we go. So let's talk annuities. So we're going to be talking about how an annuity can be a fantastic tool that you are going to be able to use to not outlive your income. Yep, you heard that right. With an annuity, you can have the possibility of getting income for life. And if you pass away, your beneficiaries can enjoy some sort of tax-free death benefit. Now, what is an annuity? An annuity is a contract between you and an insurance company. You have a variety of ways that you can pay your premium. You can either pay it as a lump sum, or you can go ahead and make systematic payments. When I say that, you can pay $100 a month, $1,000 a month, depending on the amount of money you're looking to contribute to this. And what would end up happening would be, depending on the kind of annuity that you get into, you have some type of guaranteed rate if you're looking at something that's fixed. Annuities as well can go into certain types of investments. That's more of a variable annuity. And if your annuity is mirroring an index, for those of you who are familiar with the S&P 500, your annuity will mirror that index, and based on the performance of that annuity and some rules in place, you can get some sort of crediting for your annuity to help your money grow. Now, next off, how does your annuity grow? How can my money in this insurance contract grow? So fixed annuity. With a fixed annuity, you have some sort of consistent growth. It's fixed, kind of like how what happens in your bank account. Now you get around the kind of rates you get in there. It's more like 1%, 2%, depending on how much the particular company is giving you. The disadvantage of that, depending on who you're talking to, the rates, the growth rate isn't as high. So for someone who's in their 30s and 40s, you might not be satisfied with the kind of growth that you're getting with a fixed annuity. But benefits of that, it's safe and steady. So when we talk about a second one, the variable annuity, how these work, you have the potential to get high gains or high growth, I would say. But when there's a dip in the market, you end up suffering from that market loss. Now, how that works is high returns, and when the market goes down, you lose money as a result of the market performance, depending on the investments that you're in. And one that would say that could be a mix of both worlds is the index annuity, the third option. So how an index annuity works is your annuity is mirroring an index. It's not in the stock market, but it mirrors how that particular index performs, like the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 grows a particular year, your account is credited a certain amount of that growth. But if the S&P 500 tanks, you do not lose any money as a result of the market tanking. So it's a good mix between fixed and variable, because if the S&P or the index falls that year, you do not lose any money as a result of the index falling. But when the index has a good year, you do have the potential to participate in those gains. So a good strategy there. Now let's talk about, how do I get paid from an annuity? Because I know when you hear annuity, now I've told you guys with an annuity, you have various ways that your annuity grows. Now you want to know how you can get paid for them. So different options. You can get an immediate annuity or a deferred annuity. Immediate annuity, how that works is you're paying a huge sum of money to the insurance company. And what ends up happening is they roll out a stream of income that you can take out certain periods. So it could be a period of 5 years, it could be a period of 10 years, it could be lifetime, depending on what you're looking at, but you have access to your money that way. Also, with the deferred annuity is you're not looking at getting payments from the jump, you're looking at getting payments sometime in the future. So after a certain amount of years, you can tap into that annuity and start getting these lifetime payments, or any type of, depending on how the payments are structured, you can get either 10 years, the type of time that you want, or you can get that lifetime payment as well. Now, advantages of an annuity, like I've stressed in this presentation, guaranteed income. You are guaranteed income during the life of the insurance company and the life of the annuitant, which would be you. So you're guaranteed income for that certain amount of time, be it that certain time frame or for the rest of your life. Safety, if you're in the fixed annuity or the index annuity, you're guaranteed safety because, like, if the market does dip, for example, with the index annuity, based on the index that your annuity is mirroring, you will not lose any money as a result of that annuity, as a result of that index dip, so to speak. Now, another benefit of annuities is it is a life insurance product. So if the annuitant, the person who owns the annuity, passes away, that annuity is passed on, or it pays out to their beneficiaries as a death benefit. So that's an added benefit to that as well. Now, what I'm going to stress out now is just a few rules of the annuity. Now, when you're getting an annuity, you do not want to put in money that you want to have access to right away. So with different annuity contracts, the money is locked in for a certain amount of time. So it could be 7 years. Some companies go 10 years. Some companies go 14 years. So most of these companies, they do give you free access to some of the money, I believe around 2%. But if you're getting an annuity, look at the amount of years that you don't want to have access to this money. And at that point in time, because these are designed to be long-term investments, so to speak. And depending on where you are in your life, we do have what we call qualified and non-qualified funds going into the annuity. So qualified funds is funds from your old 401k, money that has not been taxed yet. So if you put money that has not been taxed yet into an annuity, when you're taking the money out, everything is going to be taxed because that qualified money has not been taxed. Now, if you have non-qualified money, like I'd say you're just paying into the annuity money from your bank account, or I would say post-tax money. When you're paying post-tax money in, the only thing that will get taxed will be the interest, because you've already paid taxes on the money that's already the money that you've contributed. So these are the basics of an annuity. Each one works differently based on what the annuitant is looking for. If you want to know more about this, I would love to schedule a one-on-one appointment with whoever's watching this to kind of give you more of an in-depth feel on how an annuity can work for you. Because like it says, we all have different retirement vehicles, but if you're looking for income for life, income that you will not outlive, an annuity will be something that you would want to have in your arsenal. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can go to my Instagram page. I'm pretty big on there. Instagram at the Maisie Effect. So that's at THE_MEZIE_EFFECT. FFECT, and look forward to hearing from you. All right. Without further ado, you guys are about to get a treat on how to succeed in the real estate game. Now, I cannot do this sector enough, so we're going to have the fantastic Elayne. Elayne, you go ahead and take care of that.
Okay, and if you could pass over the host rights, I will definitely take it over.
Gotcha. Go. See, make host. Yep. It's all you, Elayne. Make it happen.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, awesome presentation. I think it's really important that young professionals get involved in investing, and there's so many different avenues. And so I'm Elayne Brunson. I am the co-founder of the Sumter Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm also the president of the Young Urban Professionals Division. And so I'm a real estate investor by trade. Real estate can create cash flow, residual income, and it can also help contribute to closing the financial wealth gap. Now, annuities is another stream of income that can help close the financial wealth gap as well. And so the real estate that I invest in is actually in inner cities and urban communities, known as opportunity zones. I like to purchase fixer-uppers. I haven't done anything like new construction or any new builds, at least not yet. I'm pretty sure I will do one in the future. But as for now, I like to renovate the properties in the community that people may look at as eyesores, houses that if they stay vacant for a while, it might lead to criminal activity and other disturbances in the community. And so those are the type of homes that I target. Those are usually known as C-class properties, okay? And they're usually located in opportunity zones. And so when I buy these properties, I try to follow trends as far as redevelopment in the city where I may be currently investing. And so the trends that I look for is places where other businesses are located, like big businesses that may have a lot of employees, like the hospital. Obviously, employees are going to need a place to live. And so I try to make sure the real estate that I purchase are in areas where I'm going to get a max profit return on my investment. Now, also, I like to buy in areas where there's redevelopment going on, like there's new businesses coming, because again, those folks are going to need a place to live. And so I want to talk to you guys briefly tonight about my first deal. I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I'm not a legal expert. I'm just speaking to you guys from experience, my personal experience with real estate investing. And so I got my first deal after the first economic crash. I don't want to say first because I'm pretty sure the United States has been through other crashes, but this is the first one that, since I was an adult, I'm a millennial. And so, there was the crash in 2008. And so 2010, all the way up to 2012, there was a surplus of property from the market crash. People was losing homes because of foreclosures. Some people were just walking away. A lot of people lost their properties due to taxes, all because of that 2008 economic crash. And so right after the crash, prices deflate, everything goes down. And so like real estate deals were out there that cost pennies, like pennies on the dollar. And so my first deal, I honestly don't even know if these type of deals still exist. It was lengthy in paperwork because this deal was with HUD and Fannie Mae was the mortgage provider. The person defaulted on their loan. And so HUD was only asking, just like any other bank or lender, when they foreclose on someone's property, they're actually only trying to collect the leftover loan that was unpaid. That's all they're trying to satisfy. They're not actually trying to make a huge profit from selling the house. And so you can kind of consider this deal like wholesale. And so HUD was asking $32,000. The thing about HUD is you can't actually put a bid for a HUD property by yourself. You actually have to go through a licensed realtor or a broker. And so my real estate agent, they used certain things that were wrong with a property as negotiation on the price points. Like it needed an AC. All of the pipes were stolen. The electricity, the wires were there actually, but the light fixtures and things like that were missing. And so these were things that the real estate agent used to talk the price down. And so HUD was asking $32,000. We were able to talk them down to $20,000, but after closing and taxes, because I got the first property in like October. And so by then, that's almost the whole year. So we asked them to pay the closing costs, the property taxes, the real estate fee. And so I ended up paying $16,000. And so I was happy, that was a great deal. Like I said, I lucked up. The wires in the walls were still there. They were still good. I only had to pay to get new light fixtures. So for the electric, I had to pay the electrician just $950. All he had to do was come out, test the wires, like do an inspection, and then hook up the rooms that didn't have light fixtures. And I was good there. After that, like I mentioned, all of the copper pipes were stolen, which actually worked out to be a good thing. Copper and lead pipes were some of the leading type of pipes that they used back in the day. But nowadays, a lot of homes come with PVC pipes. They're like plastic, basically. And so the only metal in pipes is in the walls, like the hot and cold in the shower, like the copper. That has to still be copper, but everywhere else you can do in PVC and pretty much be safe. And so PVC pipes are pretty cheap. They're like literally cents for pieces of PVC. Like 32 cents would be a cost of an elbow, or, plastic pipes are really, really cheap. So there I only paid for the labor. And so to replace all the pipes in the house was 1,600 square feet, might I add. I paid $1,200. So the 1,600 to buy it, 950 in electric, and 1,200 to do the piping. Okay, next there was the AC unit. Now, I don't recommend this, and I will kind of say maybe I lucked up or I was fortunate. This is my first deal. I had a lot to learn. I was trying to be cheap. And I actually purchased a used central air unit from the flea market. And I say I lucked up because it worked about 5 or 6 years before it actually messed up on me. And so I paid $800 at the flea market for the used central air unit. Let's see. So outside of that, there was like some ugly, ugly carpet in the house. We rolled that out, and there was hardwood floors under the carpet. So I was really excited there. So one thing I do recommend when you're investing in real estate, especially when you're first starting out, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, especially when you need it to cover costs. And especially in these markets, like right now, everything's inflated. And so one of the costs that we took on ourselves as a family was the hardwood floors that we found. We rolled out polyurethane on top of them. Like we sanded them and then put polyurethane on them. And then boom, the floors were good, like polyurethane coats it. So if something spills, your wood is protected. It's almost like glass on top of it. And so we did that ourselves. The polyurethane, we bought a few gallons, maybe two. The house was 1,600 square feet. I think we bought three actually, because I think you can do about 400 square feet per gallon. So we bought like three. So we paid $100. And then lastly, the most expensive thing on the list was the appliances. And so I got those on a Black Friday sale. It was the dishwasher, the stove, and the fridge. And so all in on the first property altogether, I spent $22,000. And so now, fast forward, this was in 2012. I've been renting the house out since 2012, might I add. I've been collecting $750 a month. And so I've been doing that until now, pandemic. Now that same property is worth appraisal value $89,000. And so let me do the math right quick so you guys can see how much money I've made off this property. Okay, so 22,000 was what I put in buying it and doing the little repairs. And so I rented it for $750 times 12. So it's $9,000 a year. And I did that since 2012 until now. So that's 13. That's 9 years. So $9,000 times 9 years. Boom, I made $81,000 in rental income. And like I just told you, that same property now appraises for $89,000. Okay, so check this out. The property is paid for free and clear. So one thing I can do is I can now go and ask to get the home refinanced or get a thing called a HELO line of credit with the bank. And so you're probably like, well, why would I do that? My mortgage is paid off. Well, hello, you have a tenant there that's paying $850 a month. So when you do pull out the equity is what this, if you're getting a loan on your property, you're pulling out the equity. If you pull out the equity on a rental property, most banks might give you 75% to 80% value of the home is how much equity you can pull out. So let's say a bank will give you 75% of $89,000. That's $66,000 plus $750. Plus, let's add that to the $81,000 that you already made in rental income since 2012. So that's $147,000. Now that $66,000 that you got in the loan, the equity loan, you have a tenant there that's paying your bills, paying you a profit. Let's say your mortgage was like $300 or $400, because that's usually what it is on a house that value. Your tenant is going to pay your mortgage off, and that extra money, you can live off of it, go buy another property, go buy 2 more properties. And so, see, that's how real estate investing, that's one example of how real estate investing can help your money cash flow or help your, your assets cash flow. It's making your money work for you, basically. The money that you took to buy the property, that's money you may have saved from your job, tax returns. My first deal came from insurance inheritance. Your money now, when you buy an asset, it's now becoming a vehicle, and it's driving and it's working for you while you're sleeping. It's producing money for you. And that's working smarter, not harder. And so the overall point in what we were trying to present to you guys, or what we have presented, is for you guys to think outside of the box. The sooner you start thinking about your future and start making investments, the sooner you can relax, retire, and enjoy life. And the longer it takes you to make sound investments, the longer you'll be working. And so that's when you have to decide what's more important for you, your time through working, or would you rather spend your time with your family and your friends and your loved ones? So if you think you might be interested in real estate investing, yay, I'm going to be excited, for you. One thing that I recommend that I didn't do, I learned everything the hard way. I had to read books, research, took hours. Now there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people like to learn like that. But if you want to save time, get yourself a mentor. So if you can visit my website, Urbanpropertyfirm.com, schedule a consultation. I have ebooks. You can read some of those. I have a membership, a 101 Investors Club. You can join that. And just, if you hear my daughter in the background, excuse her. I do have children. That's another thing that investing allows me to do. It allows me to spend time home with my kids where I could have been at work all day. So I hope this information was beneficial. And I'm going to turn the mic back over to see if my young professional partner has any closing remarks.
Yep. And I'm back, y'all. So I think Elayne killed it. I think she gave everything about it. She stressed on one thing, like how can you work smarter, not harder? Now, looking at it from a real estate perspective, one thing that interested me from there, you guys got to look at duplication. So you're looking at one property. If you're someone who's looking at like, hey, you just don't want to do one, you want to aim high, you have big dreams. This small snippet that she has given you with real estate investing, you can use that as a way to duplicate yourself and get more properties. And you don't know, instead of just staying with one, the amount of effects or the effects, because I like to say that because my IG name is the Maisie Effect. You don't realize the amount of effect that you can have on other people just based on off the information that if you work with the information that she just gave you on how to level up your real estate game. And even for using information like that, transition that to something like an annuity where you can go ahead and put some money in place for you that you will not outlive your money. So using these two type of products and more different products out there, you can go ahead and level up your finance game. Like, we're all trying to close the wealth gap, and working with some of these few pieces of information, looking at them periodically on a day-to-day basis, we can do that as a whole. We can do that as a community. So that's pretty much how I will close this. You guys, if you need anything, if you need mentorship, I know she's very passionate about real estate. She's phenomenal at what she does. So you guys should definitely reach out to her if you're looking at getting into real estate. If you're looking more like, how can I enjoy tax-free income? How can I get income for life? That is something that I would love to be able to help you guys with. And you can reach me at the Mezi Effect on Instagram and on Facebook. My name is Wilson Akanonu. Akanonu is spelled Akanonu. I am Nigerian, so don't try to say that. I mean, if you want to give it a shot, that's cool. But again, I say Wilson Akanonu. So hopefully we will get the chance to talk to y'all. So you guys take care and have a phenomenal time wherever you are. Cheers.
Yeah, happy holidays. Start off 2022 the right way, investing.
Oh yeah.